Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this how to play video, I'm going to take a look at the OTK DK Paladin after the quality nerf. So, okay, this was an archetype that was struggling a little bit already before the nerfs, because the Holy Wrath Paladin was much more popular than this build. That said, this build already had its advantages before the nerfs. Namely, the OTK DK Paladin is slightly better in all sorts of aggressive matchups than the Holy Wrath Paladin. And now, in the post-nerf meta, I actually think that this might be the better deck of the two. But of course it will still depend, the meta can still change, Holy Wrath Paladin is still there. But I really like where OTK DK Paladin is right now, and I had a lot of success with this deck. Because the meta we're seeing right now, there are quite a lot of these fairly aggressive decks, and then there's Odd Warrior that's also come up that's countering these aggressive decks. And this is a very sweet spot for the OTK DK Paladin to be in, because you're beating the aggressive decks, just like Odd Warrior beats aggressive decks, but you also beat Odd Warrior. So that's a very sweet place to be in. However, I would anticipate more combo decks to get into the meta in order to counter Odd Warrior, and incidentally they will also counter this build, so enjoy it while it lasts. I did some testing and I came up with this build for the post-nerf meta specifically. Now that Equality is costing 4 mana, I have also added 2 copies of Shrink Ray into the deck. And between 2 Shrink Rays and 2 Equalities, you actually have enough tools to contest Wall Priest. Because Wall Priest cannot silence their own minions, so if you just turn their minions into 1/1s, well, those minions are not going to be buffed up from there. Obviously, Wall Priest is able to resurrect stuff a bunch of times. They can Shadow Madness stuff from you, like Tarim actually can sometimes be a liability. But still, overall, having access to these 4 cards that turn the health of minions to 1 is instrumental in beating Wall Priests. As for beating aggressive decks, well, this is a Control Paladin build after all. Granted, it's a little slower now with the Equality being nerfed to 4 mana, so one of the things that you're sometimes forced to do is play like Shrink Ray without any other cards, so that there are minions on the board and you just turn them into 1/1s, so that you reduce the incoming damage and then you will handle them later. But other than that, you have all the early game cards, you have the Righteous Protectors, you have the Loot Hoarders. This deck is still one of these classic call to arms builds, so you can just call to arms a bunch of stuff on the board. Also helps a lot against aggressive decks, because then you have a big swing turn when you just get multiple cards on the board, and many of those cards are likely to draw more cards, so when they die you also get a bunch of new resources to play with. And should the opponent not trade into them, well, Call to Arms comes down on 5, so there's always the risk of Spikered Steed on 6. And this build also features Linessa Sunsorrow, so if you have had some steeds going, you can make a pretty big Linessa, especially with the secret sauce that I like to use in these archetypes, which is Sound the Bells. Sound the Bells is just so much fun. Sound the Bells works great with Pyromancer a little bit later in the game. Sound the Bells works great after something like Call to Arms turn, you just can bells multiple minions even. Sound the Bells works great after a Tarim turn, so if you have Call to Arms into Tarim, into a couple of Sound the Bells, that's also another very powerful move, so you have some ability to actually build some boards as well with this deck. Even though that's a bit of a rare occurrence still. But it's a Control Paladin build, so you beat aggressive decks by being very defensive. You have lots of defensive tools here, and you have a bunch of healing here. There's also Shirvala here, so you can do that. And if you don't need to go for any combos, then you can even bounce your Shirvala back and forth and deal damage multiple times with it. And if you're against some kind of a fatigue deck, like Odd Warrior, like something like Control Mage, then you become Uther of the Ebon Blade, you bounce 3 Horsemen back into your hand with Zola and the Brewmasters, and then you play 3 Horsemen from hand and you press your Hero Power button, 4 Horsemen. That's an OTK. This archetype is for a very specific meta. It is for a meta where there are aggressive decks and there are fatigue decks. And that's the sort of meta that this archetype can abuse really well. However, the moment there start to be lots of other OTK decks, faster combo decks, we're talking about Megatoon Warlocks, we're talking about Hakkar Druids, Megatoon Druids, these sorts of combo decks that just want to draw through their deck and then kill you, then this deck really doesn't have an answer. But that is a limitation of the archetype, and as I said, right now the meta is very favorable for this, but I don't expect that it would last forever. As for the mulligans with this deck, you're always looking for Call to Arms. Call to Arms is so important, it's just a huge swing turn. Also, if at all possible, you want to hold on to your Uther of the Ebon Blade. The only scenario where you would mulligan Uther away would be if you know that you're against aggression and you don't think that you necessarily survive until Uther, but all sorts of slower matchups, or even against aggressive matchups if you have like a perfect hand, so you already have Call to Arms and stuff, then you can also hold on to that Uther. After Call to Arms and Uther, what you keep starts to depend more on the matchup. Righteous Protector is typically a good keep, and so is Loot Hoarder. Although against something like Priest they are not nearly as good. Then if you expect that you will need to do big board clears very early, you might want to hold on to something like a Pyromancer. You want to hold on to Equality, Consecration against Warlock especially. Consecration also against various token decks such as Odd Paladin. And True Silver Champion is a strong keep against something like Rogue. You're looking for cards that draw cards and cards that help you survive against whatever it is that you're facing. Overall, a very control-oriented deck. Playing this is almost like playing old-fashioned Control Paladins, except that there is a very slow OTK at the end. But still, Control Paladin has always been known for its ability to fight against aggressive decks, and that's what this build can do. If you enjoy this content, then please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more. And if you really enjoy it, you can also join the channel as a paid member on YouTube. And now, let's go take a look at OTK DK Paladin in action after the Equality nerf. And for these Paladin archetypes, the Equality nerf. I mean, even Paladin did fine when I played it, Odd Rogue did fine when I played it, even Shaman did fine when I played it. It's pretty much just the Control Paladin types that really suffered from the nerfs. This kind of druid deck probably is not beatable. Equality has to be nerfed. I thought Equality was fine. I didn't think it was a problem at all. So that's a Hakkar or Megatoon Druid. I have no real tools to fight either, because I would have to get the OTK DK combo and it's not going to happen. I will never be able to deal enough damage to kill the druid from whatever hundreds of armor it's going to have. I need to limit the card draw from these as much as I can. I need to try to get some minions out there and hope that he doesn't, for some reason, doesn't clear them before I can tar him. But that's so incredibly unlikely. If you can't find the Pyromancer, then obviously that is one way to do it. If not, Hunter's Magnificent would have been the same guns. That would have been unfair. No, that's not the way it works. Because different classes have access to different types of things at different costs. It's part of the class identity. There are already tons of cards that are worse for one class than they are for another. Now if for some reason he has not found a Pyromancer, then I'm going to tar him next turn. It's actually not a Megatoon Druid. I didn't see this coming. I was really sure that this was going to be Megatoon. Well, if I tar him, most of my stuff will still die. I get to keep a couple of them. I guess it's Tarim time. Now I don't know what kind of druid this is. What druid runs Acolyte of Pain and Spreading Plague? I don't even know. What druid archetype runs Acolyte of Pain and Spreading Plague? That just makes so little sense to me. There's a version with Spreading Plague and Malfurion. Really? That's a lot of buffs for the auctioneer. A lot of cards drawn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spells cast. That was turn 7 and 6 spells were cast. And I still have to kill the auctioneer.
Options, options.
The light's justice has failed. Fall by my hand.
The auctioneer, now he has the pyromancer. He no longer has any bark skins, but he has the pyromancer now.
Repent.
So I suppose I let go of these fellows. And keep the 3/5. Although he of course has another spellstone and a rat and stuff too. Yeah, this is still Mechatoon. Or Hakkar. You can't tell whether it's Mechatoon or Hakkar until like turn 10 or 11, maybe. So you would have to do completely different things to play against those decks, but you have no way to tell because they only differ by 2 cards. Which is kind of sad. There's only 6 cards remaining in the deck, so it does not look like I can kill him in any way. He has naturalizes left and everything. I mean, it can be either one. Yeah, with the Spreading Plague it should really be Hakkar, but I have absolutely no way to beat Hakkar anyway. So it makes no real difference.
Was merely a symbol.
Yeah, I just won't be able to do anything here. But we chill for a couple of turns and then we die. Overdraw the Bloods. Yeah, but I can't overdraw the Bloods because I can't get enough cards to hand. There's no way for me to get enough cards to hand with this deck because my card draw puts minions on the board and not cards to hand. And that's why I said that they require completely different ways to play around them. Because you would have to get your hand full against Hakkar. So that was the whole point. There's absolutely nothing I can do. I can just play Pyromancer and kill off his auctioneer. But it's not like I have anything that I could actually do here, anyway. So none of this really matters. He's playing a Hakkar build. Well, that means that he's going to take some fatigue here. But this next turn simply an OTK. It is right, because he still has a... Or even draw Corrupted Blood this turn. He still has enough left. It's going to be the Tog Waggle and he's going to draw Corrupted Blood. That means that the Naturalize will kill me. Tough luck, tough luck.
No peace, no rest.
Crane Trollbane Nazgrim.
Such a perfect specimen.
Enough words.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do.
I have no cards left.
Because that That one blood here means that he gets to multiply the bloods in the deck. And that means that the single naturalize is going to be enough. Good stuff. Yeah, I didn't have a timeout here. But that just kills me.
I'm almost out.
Although this matchup is not winnable, regardless. It doesn't even matter. Not even with the timeout. That means that they only have to delay for one turn, but you can never get to a position where you kill it. Does timeout prevent blood damage? It prevents the blood damage on their turn, so I would take none of this damage. I would only take damage once my turn begins.
Greetings.
But there also would be an alternative to make a non-Call to Arms list without the Holy Wrath combo. But that would only really cut Holy Wrath from it, right? Does it even matter? Well, I don't want to let the priest draw cards, so I guess I can't really play the loot hoarder. Might blast priest or wall priest. We're about to find out soon enough. Wouldn't that be too slow? I mean, I would have the Christologies and the prismatic lenses. Okay, so... well, actually it can still be either one. But I still don't want to let him draw cards. But next turn I will have to let him draw cards. Really? Well, that was surprising. So we got rid of one Divine Spirit and one Inner Fire. Okay, we'll Shrink Ray those. Okay. That was a very surprising play, overall. But I do want to Call to Arms now, right? But he can start drawing cards with the Grizzly. I think I still need to do it. That's tough, drawing both Pyromancers. Because I would have needed these Pyromancers for later. Most likely. Now he gets to draw. Oh, he gets to draw 2 cards. That's really sweet for him. Snap Pick from Shadows, and so he could still have double Divine Spirit and Topsy-Turvy actually. Still available to him. With both Pyromancers gone. Consecration is my main way to activate Shrink Rays and Equalities. And I can play Equality here, but do I accomplish something from doing that? But I would have to prevent the card draw. Maybe it's better to just Tarim and trade. What if he just plays Morshog? I think I just need to Tarim and trade here. What if he Shadow Madness is the Tarim? Well, he would need Shadow Madness, Powered Shield. Oh, he plays a Lich King. That's interesting. Potentially scary. If I'm at 24, Shadow Madness, Divine Spirit, Inner Fire, 14 plus 8, 22 damage. But if I spend my only Equality now, the only Equality I have available right now, also doesn't feel too good. I believe I have to trust that there are not all the pieces in hand yet. If there are, I will simply die. Used one Divine Hymn already. 6. I mean 7, 14, 28. I guess this is acceptable. I was considering hitting there to play around Shadow Madness. But we'll see. It's possible that I die here, but I believe that if I did not go for this line, that would result in even worse situation for me. His Lich King lives. That's very nice for him. And he has a Topsy-Turvy left too, so... That Lich King is powerful. There is a Steed. He could have Mass Dispel. He can have double Divine Spirit, or he might not. Both Powered Shields are gone. There's 2 Shadow Visions cards in hand actually. I could try to time out. I think I need to keep taking chances, because he didn't have it last turn. So he doesn't necessarily have it this turn either. And if there's no Shadow Madness or Mass Dispel, then obviously he cannot just get through this one. I need more value from my board clears than is currently being offered. This will give him more Lich King cards, of course, but that is a risk that I must accept. So if I put 5 copies of Bells on this and hit into that Lich King, he's already used the Divine Hymn. That means the Lich King goes down to 2 health. And he doesn't have a Divine Hymn anymore, so he can't easily buff the health of the Lich King. So any sort of Topsy-Turvy play is not that great. Okay, I see your Ziliax, and then what? He's trying to play very conservatively with his minions, I suppose. Now he gets a 3/12 on the board. Grabs another Lich King card, okay. And I have the option to simply consecrate. And then do what exactly? He has a lot of Lich King cards too. Consecration would kill these. There's still Servitude, there's still Spellstones. I lost both Pyromancers, so I'd need Consecrations to go with the equalities. If I hit this down to 7, and I'm at more than 20, is that good enough? Not necessarily. But how else am I going to win this game? I need to keep taking risks here in order to enable potential win. I'm at 27, but double Divine Spirit obviously can kill me, but double Divine Spirit would have been able to kill me so many times already. I'm not sure whether he has that. I'm not sure at all. I obviously have not seen a Mass Dispel yet, so... Well, now I will need to clean up this board. So that's going to be Equality Consecration, right? Yeah, hold on to Shrink Ray for later. Equality. There will be Resurrects, of course. Consecration. Kill them or shock heal up a little bit. Roll a Horseman. But there's still 2 Bouncers even missing. And I haven't seen the Mass Dispel. I'm afraid of the Mass Dispel, really. Now this fellow can kill me with a single Divine Spirit. If I hold it down to 9, he heals it up to 11. Can it still kill me? Maybe. 22 damage. What if he has double Divine Spirits? But I can't afford to use a Shrink Ray. think I need to take the chance here. I didn't want to play that. I tried to play the True Silver Champion, but I couldn't hit the right card. So double Divine Spirit kills me, single Divine Spirit does not. I've seen both Powered Shields, I've seen the Divine Hymn. Those cannot be coming. I don't mind this board. What if I just equality this board? I have not found the Zola yet. I need to buy more time. There's no silence in that deck that could silence his own minions. He has a Servitude left and he has 2 more Spellstones left. And he of course has the Mass Dispel too. So I have White Mane in hand. What can I roll? Not Scrim. We equality that board and send Not Scrim to the hand. Thing is, I have not found my Zola. So while these are not able to be buffed up with Divine Spirit, he still has another 2 Spellstones and I have just 1 Shrink Ray. And Linessa can be silenced with the Mass Dispel too. That was a curious move. Very interesting. So, he didn't want me to find Zola, of course. And it worked, I didn't find Zola. I have not Scream, I have White Mane. I mean, I still need to play a Horseman, right? Do I need to play Linessa? If I Linessa and he doesn't Spellstone... But he's going to Spellstone, right? He's probably going to Spellstone. I have not Scrim and White Mane, and that's another not Scrim anyway. It's not even a useful one. I need to do these things. Get a little bit of healing going here. So he has 2 more Spellstones, 1 more Servitude. I have 1 Shrink Ray. He's just buffing up a Spellstone here. I think that's fairly obvious. If I play a Grizzly, he has the Shadow Madness left. So White Mane, not Scrim. And I get Tauras. He could Shadow Madness the Tauras to kill it off. What other means does he have to kill it off? If I play Linessa and he Shadow Madnesses the Tauras, if he does that then he loses the Shadow Madness. I think it's acceptable. I can play Linessa. I think this is okay. He obviously still has the Mass Dispel, so if he builds a board, he'll be fine with that. Maybe this was incorrect because there's a Steed in this, and if he can steal the 2/6 potentially. If he doesn't silence this, but he goes for a Spellstone instead. If I Shrink Ray, he can steal the 2/6. Buff that to kill me, maybe. But he needs to kill the Horseman now. Because if he doesn't kill the Horseman, he will not be able to do things. Now he might be able to steal the Stegodon. So I need to play the Grizzly.
No peace, no rest.
Yet another different Horseman. I need to play the Grizzly this turn. And I need to hit his face, I believe, to heal up a little bit. He should not have way to deal 19 damage here. He has one Shadow Madness. He has one more Spellstone after this one. But I have the Shirvala now. And he didn't get a lot of big taunts. Actually, I have Darien. White may not scream. That's just lethal. It doesn't even matter what else I have. I just kill him with the Horseman. We'll face a Paladin. Well, I have to assume it's going to be an aggressive Paladin, right? So I hold on to Pyro Equality. What? Oh, it could still be a Secret Paladin. Yeah, this can still be a Secret Paladin. Well, Pyro Equality comes nicely after the Call to Arms, except that he can coin the Call to Arms, and then this doesn't come nicely after. Or it could be an OTK Paladin. I'm playing a little bit of a slow list, trying to go a little bit more anti-aggro. So he might be faster at drawing through his deck. Let's roll some need. I do want to draw through my deck here. Now if that's a coin prismatic lens... Oh, it's a Secret Paladin, right? Looks like a Secret Paladin to me. And that one having Wind Fury is actually really scary. That's really, really scary. I can't even do Equality here. That Righteous Protector is... that one is divine though. Yes, please. Righteous Protector on the board. Is it too early to play Kangor? I think it's still too early to play Kangor. I mean, if he plays Blessing of Kings on this, he can't get through. He has to play something else. So, Auto Defense Matrix and Noble Sacrifice can prevent me from killing this. If it's resurrected, I don't mind because it loses the Wind Fury. And I think I still need to get rid of some of those secrets anyway this turn. Alright, I find some more card draw. That's good. Actually, those were the only remaining minions in my deck anyway. I couldn't get anything else from there.
Reporting for duty.
If you attack, you die. Alright. No secrets up yet. I have pretty much nothing here either. Even a Shrink Ray doesn't feel that strong. I probably need to wait. But if you can find another Corpse Taker, well, I guess that's always kind of a problem. I need to draw more cards. Do I actually just hit here in case I draw Consecration? I guess I do. I could totally draw Consecration, but I don't. 9 cards in hand. Alright, we wait. We wait for now. That's only 6 damage coming in. Of course there are buffs. He found a Divine Shield minion. He found 2 Divine Shield minions. That's a little bit annoying. Alright, alright. It's not terrible yet. Unfortunately, I cannot do Pyromancer and 2 spells. So the Divine Shield minions will stay. But I do need to kill the Knife Jugglers. I can simply time out this turn. I don't even have to... I don't have to do anything else here. I can time out now. Next turn I can play Equality, Pyromancer, Flash of Light. Or Pyromancer Flash of Light Equality gets rid of the Divine Shields and kills the minions. Timeout is fine. I can also Hero Power. That's fine too.
Winter is here.
And I want to play stuff out there so that I can milk him to play more. Now I can just do Pyromancer into triple bells, right? No, it doesn't kill the Corpse Taker. So it's Pyromancer, Flash of Light, Equality. Leaves him with 1 minion on the board.
Actions.
Pyromancer triple bells is not good enough, because he would still have the Wind Fury minion. Yeah, I'll still have the second Pyro afterwards. What if that's Redemption though? I mean Repentance. What if that's Repentance? Pyromancer goes down to 1 health. And then I will have to do some bells. But that wasn't. Okay, we get the board clear here. I find another Call to Arms, but that's useless now because I don't have a single minion that could be drawn with that. He still has 5 cards left in hand, but I dealt with both Corpse Takers. So that's a lot of burst gone. There's only the 2-3 left. The Wind Fury minion, I know he doesn't have it in hand. It's just that I don't have anything that I can really do here. That's a little bit awkward.
Reporting for duty.
A lot of secrets, eh? And a big refill. I have not found any steeds yet. A little bit sad about that. Because I like steeds. Not yet the time to go in with Pyro and the Bells, right? But he could buff up these minions with the Blessing of Kings. Then Pyro and the Bells don't kill them. I have not found Shirvala. I'll play that anyway. It discounts the Shirvala a little. And I play this to check for Repentance. Because he kind of wants to kill the Kangor. For fear that I might end up buffing the Kangor. There's probably an auto defense matrix, so there will be a Divine Shield if I attack into a minion. Which means that I can't actually heal from lifesteal effects.
What does the future hold?
Okay, that's the final Wind Fury minion. That's nice.
The light dim.
And it doesn't look like there's going to be a... Yeah, there is no... There is no... Blessing of Kings yet. So I can just do Pyro and the Bells. Consecration isn't quite enough, but Pyro and the Bells is easily enough here. It's my boy Pyro and the Bells. And we got rid of the final Wind Fury minion. While building a 7/6 for myself. He still has all the buffs left, but I have a pair of Shrink Rays here. I haven't found any steeds, so Linessa is not yet strong. But that's enough to make the Secret Paladin concede. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.